that faces us today is the likelihood of a great war. The likelihood of nuclear war. Unless you're living in Disneyland, you would know that this is very likely. And if nuclear war takes place, it will be a unique event in human history. There's never been a war like that, with thousands of nuclear weapons exploding, and probably most of mankind perishing. Many, many cities destroyed. This has never happened before in history, and this is on our doorstep now. I got this from a scientific journal, that such a nuclear war will produce 150 million tons of smoke. 2,600 US and Russian strategic nuclear weapons on high alert are launched in 2 to 3 minutes and launched at targets in the United States, in Europe and Russia, and perhaps other targets as well, as in Turkey, for example, and Kosovo and so on. So 2,600 strategic nuclear weapons. Since this was written, probably more than that now. And in addition to that which is officially known, there's that which is secret, that we don't know about. Some fraction of the remaining 7,600 deployed and operational US and Russian strategic nuclear weapons are also launched and are detonated in retaliation for the initial attacks. Hundreds of large cities in the United States, Europe and Russia are engulfed in massive firestorms which burn urban areas in tens or hundreds of thousands of square kilometers. 150 million tons of smoke from nuclear fires rise above the cloud level and into the stratosphere, where it quickly spreads around the world and forms a dense stratospheric cloud layer. The smoke will remain there for many years and block sunshine. The smoke blocks up to 70% of the sunlight from reaching the Earth's surface in the northern hemisphere, and about 35% of the sunlight is blocked in the southern hemisphere. In the absence of warming sunlight, surface temperatures on the Earth become as cold or colder than they were 18,000 years ago at the height of the last ice age. There will be rapid cooling of more than 20 degrees centigrade over large areas of North America, and of more than 30 degrees centigrade over Eurasia, including the agricultural regions. 150 million tons of smoke in the stratosphere will cause minimum daily temperatures in the largest agricultural regions of the northern hemisphere to drop below freezing point for 1 to 3 years. The frost at night time would prevent food from ever being grown. Average global precipitation will be reduced by 40% during the prolonged cold. Growing seasons for food would be eliminated for many years. You can't grow any food. Massive destruction of the protective ozone layer would also occur, allowing intense levels of dangerous UV light to penetrate the atmosphere and reach the surface of the Earth. Massive amounts of radioactive fallout would be generated and would spread locally and globally. And the targeting of nuclear reactors would significantly increase the fallout of long-lived isotopes. Gigantic ground-hugging clouds of toxic smoke would be released from the fires, enormous quantities of industrial chemicals would enter the environment. It would be impossible for many living things to survive the extreme rapidity and the degree of changes in temperature and precipitation combined with drastic increases in UV light, massive radioactive fallout, and massive releases of toxins and in this industrial chemicals. Already stressed land and marine ecosystems would collapse. Unable to grow food, most human beings would starve to death. A mass extinction event would occur similar to what happened 65 million years ago, when the dinosaurs were wiped out following a large asteroid impact with the Earth. 70% of species became extinct, including the animals, which were all greater than 25 kilograms in weight. Even human beings living in shelters, equipped with many years' worth of food, water, energy, and medical supplies, would probably not survive in the hostile post-war environment. This is a scientific evaluation of what will happen in the Great War. But we say human life on earth will not become extinct, that there's part of the world which will survive. Because, for example, within 7 years of the Great War, a Muslim army will conquer Constantinople. So we don't share this pessimistic scientific view that all human life will become extinct. For then the Great War takes place, that's the end of history, everything finished. That's not true. A nuclear war has never taken place in history. This is the first time. So there are no experts. I suggest to you, this is a small book, the Quran, the Great War in the West. It won't take you more than 2-3 hours to read this book. Do please get the book.